God is such a funny dude, honestly. I was thinking about Luke chapter 5, right? It says here that the crowd was pressing into Jesus, right? Because they're so hungry for the word of God. And as the kind, merciful, great shepherd that he was making time for them. He was making the word available to them. They were closing in on him so much that he went into one of the boats just to talk to them. And the boat he went in was Simon's, right? He asked Simon to put it out a little bit so he can speak to the people. Now, mind you, Simon and his boys are washing the nets, meaning they're done. They did all the stuff they had to do. So they're washing the nets, they're taking it, they're stretching it, making sure that it was ready for their next venture. Jesus finishes and he says to Simon, go out. It says, put out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch. And Simon's like, nah, because we were already out all night and nothing happened. But at your word, I will let down the nets. And I think about how Simon, who was a fisherman for a living, okay, did what he had to do, went through the whole routine, went through the whole rhythm. Go out in the middle of the night, catch the fish, bring them in, sell them, feed his family. Do it again and again and again. And this particular night, it didn't bring any fish. So unfortunately, that was his livelihood. He's in sales. And Jesus is in the daytime now telling him, go out into the deep. And I'm sure someone was like, why would we do that? That's not how this works. Don't you understand, Jesus? We fish at night. This is not a good time. And the fact that we were fishing and nothing happened means for sure nothing's going to happen now. Honestly, it couldn't be me. I just feel like if that was me, I'd be like, no, you're asking me right now to take the nets that I've already washed and make them wet again? Why? I've already done that. I don't understand. What is this? You couldn't have said something before? You couldn't have met us out on the water? You couldn't have, come on. You couldn't do the miracle right here. That's the other thing. They went out to the deep. You couldn't then just say, all right, send everybody away. And here, we're going to stay right here because I've already done it. You couldn't make the fish jump into the water. I still got to go back out and do more work. Nah, Jesus, I'm good. Hard pass, sir. Hard pass. But Simon trusted Jesus. Or maybe he was tired. I don't know. But he took Jesus at his word. He said, at your word. Do we do that? Would we be willing to do something that we know about, we have expertise, experience in, knowing that it didn't really work out? Not quitting because he was washing his nets. He didn't sell them. He didn't want to get rid of them. He was washing it. So he was ready for the next time. He was going to do it again. But now here comes Jesus in your boat saying, hey, send that resume again. Oh, hey, go back to the doctor. Go get tested again. Or go do the treatment plan again. And you're like, I've already done this. Why are you asking me to do this again? But at your word, I will do it. At your word. And not only that, when they go out, they don't just catch a few fish and whatever. They catch so many fish that the nets were breaking. They catch so many fish that they needed help from their friends to pull it all in. They catch so many fish that the boat begins to sink. And I want to encourage you, when Jesus gets into your boat, right? Even if you do the same thing that you were doing before, when he is with you, when you invite him into your job, when you invite him in to the fertility treatments, when you invite him in to forgiving, when you invite him in to the interview, when you invite him in to the process, he will allow it to multiply. He will do exceedingly and abundantly above all you could think or imagine. When you invite God into your dating life, he will give you someone that you are like, how is this possible that they know me? I've tried dating before. I've done all of this. I was married before. I have children, but now God brought somebody that could be your testimony. That you did it before on your own, but now that you've invited God and now that God is here with you, it's so much better. It's so much more fruitful. The crazy part is that they chose to leave it all behind. They chose to leave it all behind. They chose to surrender. When God is with you and he does those miraculous things, the response is worship. The response is, I'm not worthy. The response is, take it all, Lord, because it's all from you anyway. Invite God into your space. He might not ask you to do anything different. He asked them to go back out and fish. Go back out into the deep area. But when he's with you, you will not only not fail, but you will prosper.